Right, hello folks, I'm back with the Retay. Yesterday, yeah, New Year's Eve, the manometer came that I ordered. Got this one off AliExpress. I think it cost about £4. It's an older FX manometer. Now without a manometer on, you don't know what the regulator's reading, so that's why I decided to get one. Should have had one on anyway, as far as I'm concerned. Now, as I expected, the regulator is set too high for a sub 12 foot-pound rifle. It's set up for more like a FAC. So you've got 200 bar in the cylinder, and the actual regulator's reading 175 bar, which is ridiculous. It needs to be between 80 and 100 bar less than that. It should be around like 70 bar, to be honest. I didn't show me putting it back together because I did expect him. We had to take it to pieces again. What I have done, I've packed out the valve spring. It's quite a soft valve spring. I packed that out. What I found to do it was a spring washer, but so it's not got the spring effect. I've actually put it in the vise and used a blowgun on it to flatten it back down again, but that's worked okay on that. I did tighten the bell washers off on the regulator. I'm sure that you tighten it to lower the pressure and loosen it to bring the pressure up. I'll check on that. I'll either have to put pressure on or take it off, but basically I'm looking at setting that regulator to somewhere between 70 and 90 odd bar, and I think I'll get the best results with that. And it's a matter of tuning it, but I'm glad I got that. Like I say, it cost me £4 from AliExpress. Took a couple of weeks to get here, 10 days. But at least I can now see what my regulator's reading at this end, and all these rifles have got this on it. So you'll find you've got a 5mm, I think it is, grub screw in the back, and it's done that way I think because not all of them are regulated, but this one is. So if it's regulated, you put this on, which they should be done. I can't understand why they're not. On the pished off rifles, they have got manometers on. It just doesn't make sense the way these particular batch and brand of rifles have been made and sent out for distribution, because they're not a finished product, as you know. But I'm going to make it right. So I'm going to set the regulator up so it's shooting right. I'm sticking with the barrel I've got until I can save up enough for a decent barrel. But as you know, I'm the kind of bloke that will sort a rifle out over time, and this is one of my project rifles now. Basically, I'll make it shoot the way it should have done when I first got it. Yeah, I paid less than 500 for it, but it should have been like less than 300 for what we've got, based on what it's like. I'm just hoping that other people have got better end results than I've got, but looking at the people that I've reviewed pished off, they've got exactly the same problems I've had. So just to go through a few of those, I've got the 2 grub screws in the top that hold the barrel in place. For some reason they've only been putting 1 grub screw in it instead of 2, so I can't understand it. It's trying to save on bloody grub screws. Barrels are too short. They're only an 11, 12-inch barrel. It needs to be another 6 inches longer than that, to be honest. And then they could have threaded that barrel and put a moderator on it. Just a stupid way of doing things. I think they've been trying to save money in what they've been doing. They've just got batched small barreled rifles for pistols, put an extension on it, to fit the shroud, because if this had been just barrel and no shroud, the barrel would have ended here, which is crazy. But I don't know if you can see on the manometer I put on, it's reading about 175 bar on that, and on the main cylinder we've got around 200 bar. So proves I've got the manometer. I'll try and put the link up, so if you've got one of these or a pished off, you can get yourself a manometer. These come with a Delrin washer that fits between the manometer and the face of the block, and that is what seals it. Some of these come with an O-ring on it, but these Delrin washers are a lot better. But that's got no air leaks. I can now see what the regulator's doing and adjust it accordingly. So the next time you'll probably see this, it'll be in bits. I'll make my adjustments and see what pressure the regulator sets up then. But hopefully it won't take too much faffing around with to get it right. But yeah, that's an update on the Retay T20. And if you've got one of the other Retays, they're all more or less the same. So whatever I can find out about this rifle, it can be improved, I will show you. Now, I have got a single shot tray that Cliff Kirkman made me up. I did a few modifications on that. There's a little lip on one side that slides in. I think I've sanded a bit off that edge, but you just got to make them so they fit, basically. I need to sand a bit more off, and I'll put the barrel back on, because the thing is with these rifles is the barrel sticks out into the block, so don't need a lot taking off, but it needs a bit. So I'll take a bit off of that so it fits in. But there we go. That is the Retay. So in the next video we'll see how I can improve on it. Alright, hello folks, day 2, back with the Retay again. Now, filled the cylinder to 200 bar, and I fitted the manometer, as you know. Well, that was actually reading 170 bar. Fired some shots with it down to 170, then it went off the reg. So I need to adjust that regulator if I can. What I've done today, because I don't know any contact for Retay, I actually got in touch with Pishtov in the US. And I got a reply from them, and they're saying that the regulators at the moment aren't adjustable. There's going to be 2 new regulators come out that will be. So I'll do what I can to it, see if I can adjust the regulator with the actual spring washers. If not, I'm just going to have to get a new regulator from Robert Lane. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to strip the rifle down, and I'll just show you how it's done basically. I'll get down to the regulator and I'll see what I can do with it. So that's the update on this. Had some sad news yesterday from Captain Roy Hatch, that one of the World War II veterans died. His name's Arne Hutchinson. I got to know him quite well over the years. Lovely bloke. He served with 7 Para. I think it was from Wolverhampton branch. But I've got to go all over the place with him. Different events. Been over to Arnhem with him and Normandy. And everybody loved the bloke. He got the MBE for his services in accountancy, but he went through hard record doing his airborne training back in 1944 during the summer of '44 when Normandy was actually happening. He was doing his training, so he got his first bite of the apple basically in the Ardennes in the winter of '44. When he mobilised as a battlefield replacement to the men of 7 Para, where Richard Todd was a captain, the old actor there, and he took part in the Battle of the Bulge. From there he fought on, and he took part in one of the big airborne assaults, one of the last big airborne assaults, when the 6th Airborne Division parachuted over the Rhine in daylight hours into quite a hot drop zone. Luckily for Arne, he landed in a depression where there was a little pond. He landed in the pond, I think. But that was a hell of a battle there. In a lot of respects tougher than Normandy, because Normandy was a night insertion, and the Germans weren't sure where the actual DZs were, because the anti-aircraft artillery had affected the drop so much that the airborne elements of the 6th Airborne Division were spread out all over the place. So by the time they got to jump over the Rhine, they was waiting for them, so there was a lot of casualties on that one. But after that, he pushed forward with the rest of the division, and he got right to the Balkans. By this time, the war was coming to an end in Europe, and his battalion was mobilised with a lot of the others from the 6th Airborne Division, because remembering that the 1st Airborne Division at Arnhem was basically non-existent, so it was all down to the 6th now, and they was all being deployed to the Far East to fight the Japanese. So he spent time in Java where he met his future wife, finished his time with the military. I think he became an accountant, and like I say, he got his MBE for that. So a really nice bloke. Everybody that came to know him really loved the bloke, but sadly he died on New Year's Eve this year. I think it was probably around 95, 96. So he had a really good life, and he did live it to the full. He got to travel all over the place. So that's basically it, just remembering Arne today. Okay then, so let's get back on with the rifle, and I'll start stripping it down. So we'll do the scope. Like I say, I did put a washer in the actual exhaust valve. A bit of tension on that. The bipod, that was 4. Well, let's say what I'll do next is fold the stock, and I do believe it's a 5 for this one. It's quite a big one. that's the book spot removed. Now I can use a flathead screwdriver at that point, once you've took that off, to adjust the power on it. But it is easier to get a 4mm and take the 3 Allen screws holding this on. So you've got one at the bottom and 2 at the side, I believe, or 2 at the bottom and 1 at the side. Yeah. You can probably hear that noise, it's the fan heater, it's bloody freezing. It's snowing outside at the moment. Now this is basically the what clamps the buttstock on. Like I say, that's held by 3 4mm Allen bolts. And you can see there, you see like a threaded screw, and that's your hammer adjustment. Okay then. Now I have bled all the air out of this. I've fired it off. I think it's a 4mm, and this is all that holds the cylinder on. Basically locks in with a valve, and you jiggle it around a bit. A bit more. Yeah, there's your 4mm meter. I'll just take the silencer, suppressor, moderator off. Covered all 3 there, notice. Okay, I will take the barrel off as well. So, come on back. Is that what we need to? Got 2 in this now, but most of the time they only come with 1. Locking bolt for the Allen bolts for the barrel. So that comes out. There are 2 O-rings at the back there. And they should. A bit of jiggling. Come off. There we go. So that's separated that. Right. Now, oh shit. Get a little spanner on this. What I'm going to have to do is take the manometer off, because that needs to be bigger than that one. So there's that 12. Yeah, 12mm. So once you've got the manometer out, you can then unscrew the block. I'm noticing I'm doing most of this by hand. Now when you do this, you might need to put it in a soft jewelled vice to start it off, but once it's out, you shouldn't have any problems. Same again with this end, the inlet valve. can be unscrewed so it can get to the reg. I'll normally use a cut down broomstick handle to push the regulator out. What I've got in here, this actual spacer is off one of my old lane regulators, plenum. The original one was just weren't even an afterthought, I don't think. Right, stick me down. Now we've got a clean cylinder, now we've got the valve. Now, at the end of the valve, there's actually a threaded rod, so I'm not sure if that's an adjustment. Now I did adjust this by one turn on the spring. I'm going to take the damn thing apart. Well, it's not even a nylon nut on that. Very tight. Nah. I'm not sure, but I think the more pressure on the springs should lower the pressure. It's small, that is. Well, that'll just fit there. Now 170 bars is too much for a sub 12 foot-pound rifle. That is moving. Should be springing that, I would have thought. Oh no. Power cut. Alright. Okay. Oh, I can see the piston in there. So, looking at it, there's no adjustment this end. All down to these washers. That is moving, right. I go on in a bit with it now, so hopefully that'll help. We'll find out in a bit. Right. Okey-dokey. Let's get a bit of soaking grease. Now, if I can't get no luck with this, I'm just going to have to get a new regulator. But based on this, they're all set to I if that's the case. Okay. And centre that up. Start pushing it down. Okay. A slight turn. Okay. Okay. So put a bit of grease on the O-rings that's on the valve. Okay. Yeah. Where's that group screw? There we go. Is that it? Yeah. Whoa. Just needed to press it up against the wood there just to get it all the way in. We're about 2mm gap, but it's all the way in now. That's the actual cylinder back on. Just to make sure the regulator's buttered right up to it. Just push down a bit. That's in. Hand tight's all we need on these, because once the air goes in it pushes back against the threads anyway, so you don't need to have them really tight. So next is the barrel. What I tend to do, take the back one out, because there's a mark on the barrel where the Allen bolt touches, so you can see it's in line, which it is. So it needs lining up so the actual transfer port lines up on the barrel. Some rifles have got locator tabs on it, so you don't need to worry about it, but on these you've got to line it up by eye. Okay. Oh shit. Once you get one lined up, the others fall in place. Where's that go? I'll say this one, most of the things on here are 3, 4 or 5mm for the Allen bolts, and this last one is a 5. Alright, save the actual manometer again till last. Like I say, there's a PTFE Delrin type washer at the bottom there. Okay. 12 mil. Okay. Oh, put that on upside down. Oh shit. Oh well. Shows you it'll go either way, doesn't it? That's better. Okay, now to test the pressure again. There we go. $70 more. 80. I'm matching the bottle at the moment. 90. 100. That's still creeping up again. On 40. 150. Oh, you can end up where it was, I think, at this rate. 150. 160. 170. 180. That's gone bloody higher. 190. It's just smashing the tanks. The regulator's doing bugger all. So I'm going to need a new reg for this. 200 bar. So basically the regulator is non-existent. What I might do is put some shots through it, and we'll see what power it's doing at 200 bar. Obviously it'll probably climb as it gets down in the pressure. Although I have increased the pressure on the actual exhaust valve, but that makes no difference if it's regulator's not working. So there's not much you can do with the regulator looking at that. In fact, it's gone higher instead of lower. Just don't make sense. It does mean the regulators are crap as well. Right, okay then, that's it for now. And the next part, I don't know what to say really. We just need a different regulator in it, because you can't adjust it looking at it. Okay then, so that's the Retay. Or if you live in the US, they're pissed off, and everybody will be pissed off with it. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next part of the video.